It's really exciting to be here. My name is Ayanna Muhammad again, and I represent the capital city of Washington, D.C., and the Hip Hop Museum. Thank you. As the lead curator there, I wanted to ensure that our work centered around the fundamental elements of hip hop culture, and mainly because that's the culture that we're seeking to preserve, right? So I'll start off by introducing these elements so that we can enter the conversation with the same understanding. In the beginning of hip hop, the most important element is DJing. So if you look at the history of the how hip hop started, the DJ was actually the most important person in the beginning. So schools didn't have music classes anymore. There were a lot of budget cuts. Children weren't allowed to have instruments through the schools anymore. And so the way around that was to if you couldn't make music, then you would remake music, right? So you would take the records that your parents had, and you would find different ways to make new sounds out of that. So mixing and scratching and all of those techniques came from a need to express yourself within a system that really did not allow that for you. So you really couldn't learn technique, you couldn't learn how to read music, you couldn't learn how to make music, you really just had to figure out a way to do that on your own. And so the DJ was very, very important in hip hop culture because they were the ones that were making the new music that this generation could have. So the DJ is the first element that we start with, and then we go on to the MC. So the MC kind of stepped forward to celebrate the artistry of the DJ, kind of like celebrating, like, yes, my DJ is better than your DJ, and crews would get together and create rhymes to celebrate their DJ. So the audiences would get excited about that, and they would root for who would win the competition. Eventually, the MCs began to move in front of the DJ because their rhymes got more complex, and they also became a part of the battle. So it wasn't just the DJ being in the battle. Now the MCs are also a part of the battle, and the crews are growing, and more people in the community are getting involved. Then we have breaking, which is actually the audience's response to the battles that are happening on the stage. So the people in the audience are also having an opportunity to participate in the culture in their own way, and they're also starting a competitive experience that's happening in the audiences as well. So eventually, new crews would form, and that competitive spirit would grow. And without technical dance again, without any movement classes, young people are creating new movements that are very complex, and you could really hurt yourself if you don't know how to do them properly.